Well, good morning, everyone. I guess because it's 10 past 12. As you can see, we are past 12 and it's the 14th of January now. It's a late night stream, but I didn't feel like sleeping, so I thought, why not do another stream? It was a rather busy day today, so well, I was kind of late to start the stream, but regardless, I'm not gonna skip it. So here we go. Today's task is actually not that big. So this is something that I've been wanting to add for a while. Let me show you. So this is the blog. It's plain and simple, right? And if you go to one of the blog post items, there you see the home and the back buttons for to return back to the blog. Let's return back to the blog. Let's go to another blog. Let's go to the home page. Let's go to the blog again. And how can we go back to the home page from here? Like, let's say if we just landed to this page. I'm sleepy, yes. Let's say if we just landed to this page, right? But at the same time, like, if I just landed on this page, if someone sent the link of this page to me, I still want to be able to go back to the home page. So we're gonna drag this dark mode button to the middle, and we're gonna add a button here which is gonna say home. And I don't know, it could have a darker color compared to the ones in here, but this one's good enough. I don't know, we'll see. Let's put a button there and then we'll think about it, right? Okay. The component that we are going to modify is called blog, and like, yeah, okay, more centered now. Cool. Yeah, the component that we're going to modify is called blog, and we're going to modify this part, and we can get an example of what it looks like from the blog post. So I'm going to split these vertically. I should assign a keyboard shortcut to split vertically. I've been doing that in many of my streams, and also I'm gonna write that down. But my pen is not on my desk. It must be in my backpack. So let me just grab my backpack. Okay, so I got my pen from my backpack. Let me attach the microphone. I'm gonna create a task for myself. Split vertically keyboard shortcut. Okay, yeah. I've written that down. I'm not going to forget it again. So I'm going to create a shortcut for splitting vertically and horizontally as well. I don't know. We'll figure something out. I've seen other people do it before, so it's possible, right? Anyway. Alright. So it's probably going to look something like this. We're definitely going to be using the custom button, and the class name is going to be coming from inside the blog.jsx file, probably. I don't know, we'll see. Let's just use it without the class field now. Let's copy this thing, and let's put it right after the dark mode toggle, because dark mode toggle is going to be in the middle, right? And we don't want this to be imported. You're not going to import other module.sas files inside the parent component, right? That was what we've been trying to clean up in the previous streams. Okay. So this blog navbar.home label and blog navbar.home link, we don't need these anymore. And oh, actually, we could use these things. One sec. Yeah, we can use the same JSON file in here too, right? There's no harm in doing that. Alright, so there's a custom button and the server is running. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Alright, there's a button which takes us home, but the border around this button is obviously not set, and if I click here it still goes back to the home page. This button needs to have a specific height. So also this spoon is not centered. It wasn't centered before because I was using margin Y 0 at this element, and it needs to be centered. So okay, I'm gonna split the windows side by side with IntelliJ on the right and Google Chrome on the left, so we can see the changes more effectively. We can close BlogPost now, and let's start by centering. Let's start by dragging this upwards or dragging this downwards to this thing's level. So the easiest way for us to do that is, first of all, we're just gonna set margin Y auto on the H1 so it becomes centered in the div. Well, that didn't work. That's why padding top. Okay. That looks more promising, yeah. Okay. This H1 is centered now. This moon icon is centered now. Now what we have to do is center the button too. And I'm just gonna take a look at the text center on style, no decoration. This is interesting because it's taking the whole height of the div, which it shouldn't have. So I'm gonna go to the custom button SAS file in here, and I'm gonna try and see why it does that. Let's remove this plain line block. Does this change anything? No. Okay, well, oh yeah, it does. Does it? No, it doesn't. Okay, no, that's not what we're looking for. Okay, so I think it's time to import the required stuff from blogpost.module.sas file inside blog.sas file. Yeah, we do have a dark mode, so let's start by copying this. Let's paste it to the related place in blog.module.sas. Actually, no, I am better off putting this thing inside the custom button module.sas and removing them from here. So I'm gonna copy this. Well, actually, let's put these, let's open these things horizontally, sorry. Let's put them side by side like this, and let me add the missing things. Well, these are the missing things, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put these in there, and I'm gonna put these in there, in here, okay, and we can remove these from here now. And I now have to do this. And I need to copy these things and paste them there. Yeah, that will work. I can remove these things now, and I have to go to my blog post element. Custom button will also be taking the isDark property now. Let's clean this up, and we're going to revert back to the custom button JSX, and we're going to add that as a property. Class name, and also it's going to take isDark. It's not going to take class name anymore. And we can remove it from here too. Alright, cool. Well, instead of class name, we have isDark now. And this isDark is a boolean. And the default property of isDark is, okay. The default property is going to be false, just like we did in the previous or other components. Custom button, and also we're gonna have another JavaScript function or tag in here. And then we're gonna do is if it's dark, then you have to import the style that we have put in there. So that style was custom button dark. We're gonna change this with custom button dark and a null here. Like, just don't paste anything if there's nothing, if it's not dark. Okay, that should do the job. And if we go back to the blog, we only need to pass these dark variable, and it should just work, except the height is broken, but that's something we can take care of. Yeah, these buttons are unaffected. I just want to see the home page. Yep, this button is unaffected because it's not using the custom button. It's its own thing, which it shouldn't be, but it's easier to program, and not easier to program, it's easier to maintain it this way actually. Okay, let's see why this is taking the whole height of the div. There must be some style that forces this to stay or take the whole height of the div. It could be because of the padding that I set in here. So I'm gonna get rid of the padding, and I'm gonna change it with margin. Which is not gonna work, but it fixes the button. So, okay, that's not nice. Instead of putting this padding to the div, what I'm gonna do is just put this padding to the, instead of putting that padding to the h1, I'm just gonna move that padding to the div, which contains all of these things, which should have the same effect. Yes, it does. Okay, that's a good sign. Or maybe not. Or maybe I just have to refresh the page. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the problem. And we also need to move this in here too. Right, that's gonna fix it. Okay, that is looking good. We now have a home button in here. The dark mode toggle is intact. This is not really centered, but I don't want it to be centered really. This is just fine. It should be centered between the button and the, yeah. Okay, so there you go. Home button right here in the blog. People can go back to the home page whenever they wish now. Let's go through the changes, and I think this is it for the stream. Oh, there's one more thing. So I have something else on this task. It says try adding a HR after this line, after the blog header. Not sure if I have it in here, but I want to add something like this to the top in here, maybe in the blog, or maybe I can add it here, but like I'm not sure if that's gonna look better. Don't think so. I think I'm gonna keep it this way. I like this one better. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it this way. Also, I'm gonna see how this looks on an iPhone. Ugh, it doesn't look good, does it? Oops. Instead of saying the blog, it would be better if I just said blog. Right? Okay. Let's see where that text is coming from. Let's fix that too, and then end this stream. So the h1 is coming from blog.name. Blog is probably a JSON file hidden in here. Yeah, if I remove that, okay, that looks good. That looks better. I also want to decrease the margins between the picture and the React icons bit in here. So this div has a huge padding bottom that I should decrease. Padding bottom 5. This should be ideally 4. So let's go back to the blog. Let's change this with 4. That's better. Let's stick this thing to the top maybe, or let's decrease the padding top of this. Instead of doing padding Y4, let's do padding top 4, padding PB PB3, and we're gonna do PB MB four, but no, this is not going to be padding bottom, padding top. So I'm going to keep the same effect when we are on the desktop side, but I want to decrease the top margins when we are on the mobile side. So this is like going to move up slightly. Oh, I messed up the order. So this was going to be 3. This was going to be 4. Okay. Yep, okay, that looks better. And the desktop side should not look any different at all, which it is not. Okay. Up next, I want to decrease the margin between these two things, but it's not really important. It's just a matter of personal preference, really. This image, my image right there, is kind of silly, and I want to add a better styling to this. I could think about that one later, and it's not in the scope of this task. But yeah, this is it. Let's see once more how it looks on the mobile version. It looks good on iPhone 5. Let's see a Pixel. Yeah, still looks fine on even on a Pixel. Like, I'm not saying a Pixel is a bad phone. It's the best Android phone you can get. But yeah, and I am an Android user. Yes, I have a Galaxy S10 right now, which you can see here. Yeah, it's an okay phone. Okay, looks good. And I think I'm ready to go through the changes, and then I'm gonna push these things. But yeah, this is roughly how you add a home button to the blog page. I'm not gonna keep you waiting on the stream for me to go through the changes and deploy it. So I'm gonna cut the stream in here, publish these changes, and this is it for today. Tomorrow I think I'll be starting the new footer. Yeah, it's the next thing. Yeah, so tomorrow we are reinventing the footer on the homepage. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And yeah, time to end the video. All right, bye.